Alright, hey guys, what do I got going on? First off, Paul Reed Smith Silver Sky. This is a 21 with the Rosewood Fingerboard. I'm playing through an IronHorse amplifier. It's a company here in the United States. They're called IronHorse. It's all tube driven. It's hand wired. It's point to point. It's running on a pair of 6 V6 power tubes right now, but you can just simply change the bias and put 6 L6s in the same amplifier, different time. This has a pine cabinet. It has a WGS G12C speaker. It's a 12-inch speaker. It's right around 30 pounds. This amplifier, for its size and weight, will get loud enough to play with a band. It's the size of a Princeton, actually a little bit less wide, and has a blackface sort of sound, but you can also change the controls. Let me tell you about those. You have volume, you have treble, middle bass, reverb. This is a tube-driven spring reverb tank. There's a variable brake knob, which is not a presence control because of where it sits in the preamp circuit. And a variable output, which you can dial down, take the input volume up, and develop your own drive without the need for pedals. If you want to run on your guitar volume and be at the edge of breakup, roll on your volume and just get to drive, you can. But right now, I want to compare to this Fender 64 custom hand-wired Deluxe Reverb. This is the amplifier Fender came out with in 2017. They replicated the blue capacitors. It has point-to-point hand-wired construction. This is not a 65 reissue. There's not a PC board in this amplifier. It is wired similar to the Fenders that we grew up with. It has a Jensen C12Q. It is a pine cabinet. It's configured with 6 V6s. And the transformer was spec'd specially to make 18 watts rather than the 22 watts. I don't know how much difference that 4 watts makes, but I will tell you, this tends to break up and get squishy a little bit early. Right now the amplifier is on 4, and I set it that way because I'm trying to volume match to the IronHorse set up as a clean platform. So let's hear both of them side by side. I started out jamming and looping on the IronHorse. Here is, and this is called the Heritage. This is their Heritage model. This is the IronHorse. I'm on the neck pickup on the Paul Reed Smith. Let's hear the Deluxe. I have an amplifier switcher, so I just switched over to it. So there's just treble and bass, so volume's on 4, treble's on 4, bass is, actually it's on 4 also. So I could give it a little bit more, maybe try and make it a little fuller. Let's go to the 4 pickup position. So that's the Fender Deluxe Reverb, the 64 custom hand wired. And I'm just tuning before I switch back over to the IronHorse. Alright, and close enough. Now I've just switched back over to the IronHorse. Quickly go back. It might be a little bit louder, it's so hard to volume match. Or it could be the frequency difference. I'm hearing more mid-range. This does have a variable mid-range. It has treble, middle, bass in the EQ stack. I've switched back over to the Deluxe. That's the Deluxe. Here's the IronHorse. Here. Some of the difference is the speaker. Obviously they're different amplifiers, different components. Again, very premium components are used in this hand-wired chassis. If you saw the inside of this chassis, the way it's laid out and configured on the IronHorse, they wire it like they're a fine jeweler. Everything, the paths of the cabling is just right-hand corners, and it's just absolutely beautiful and superb. The interior of the Fender amp looks more like an old Fender amp. Some are cleaner than others, but it is that turret board. It's not a PC board, but all the components are on that turret board, like the old 60s amps. So let's hear it with some drive. So let me engage a Analog Man King of Tone. I am on the IronHorse. Go to the Deluxe. It's a little squishier. Heard my dogs barking in the background. Again, this is not a professional YouTube video, but just a guy with a couple amps and some guitars. Wanted to give you a real world feel, so hopefully you're hearing what I'm hearing. Let's see. That's the Deluxe. Here's the IronHorse. And again, this is the lower gain side of the Analog Man King of Tone. Alright, let's engage the high side along with that. This should be pretty high. Tune. I needed to change these strings. We'll go back over to the Deluxe with both sides of the King of Tone. Let's go back to the IronHorse. Alright, so that's a lot of drive pedal through these just as a clean platform. Now let me show you one other thing. See if I make sure my tuning is as good as possible. High gain drive sounds even worse when you hit it with gain. Alright, so let me show you this. I'm going to take the output down on the IronHorse. I'm going to take the input up, and I'm engaging the boost switch. I don't even know what this is going to sound like. Alright, so no drive pedals. This is just what the IronHorse can do by itself. Kind of trebly. Let me change the EQ stack. More mid-range, less treble. I'll take down the variable bright. Alright, I'm going to raise the input, take the output down a little bit more. So building your own gain straight from the amplifier, that's super cool. That's something, the Deluxe, it just gets louder and squishier. If that's the sound you like, it's awesome. I'm not here to proclaim one amp is better than the other. I wanted to show you the differences because they're both 112 combos, pine cabinets, and they're both configured with 6 V6s right now. As I said, you can put 6 Ls and get even more out of this IronHorse, and I have played and demoed it with 6 Ls. Check out my channel for some of those videos. It can get really, really impressively loud, especially for its size. So I hope that was helpful. Your friend Gary Roberts, just kind of showcasing some cool gear, because that's what I like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you have comments for one or the other, I welcome all the comments, good and bad. What did you like? What didn't you like? Just wanted to show you one versus the other. All right, thanks.